In this video, I'll show you a new tool within the Trim Toolpath functionality. Specifically, users will now have the possibility, when trimming a toolpath using a polygon, to keep both the segments inside and those outside the polygon as individual toolpaths. This tool can be very useful in several circumstances. Let's start to look at this example on my screen. Here, I'm using a pencil toolpath to machine any material that would be left on internal corners or fillets on the right-hand side of my component. If I simulate, you can see the tool starts machining these areas at the bottom of my cavity first, to then move to this other area above. As any potential stock left behind in upper areas may become a potential problem, I'd rather machine those first. With my toolpath active, I can click on the Trim Toolpath icon. Here, under the Keep drop-down menu, in addition to the pre-existing inside and outside boundary choices, we can see the new option, Both. I can then sketch a polygon around the areas I want to make sure I machine first and click on OK. As you can see, the parent toolpath has been split into two sub-toolpaths. You can also notice that this edit, as all other toolpath modifications, has been registered on my timeline. All is left to do is to reorder the sub-toolpaths if necessary. I can do so by dragging and dropping the strategy I want to run first above the other sub-toolpath. If I simulate the parent toolpath, I can clearly see that my tool now machines first the area above and then moves on to the rest of the cavity. It is also worth mentioning that any sub-toolpath can be subsequently resplit into multiple parts, so to achieve further reordering if necessary. Let's now look at another scenario in which this tool would turn out very useful. Let's say I wanted to machine these areas of the part using a steep and shallow toolpath. As we can see, there is a deep section in the central area. When I simulate my strategy, I can see some potential collisions due to the fact I'm using a short, quite rigid tool. However, I don't want to machine all the selected areas with a longer tool, as this would cause increased vibrations, which would in turn translate into a poor surface finish. What I'm then going to do is split the toolpath into two and use a longer tool for the colliding areas. All I need to do is open the Trim Toolpath menu, sketch my polygon around the segments where a collision would occur, and click on OK. I can now see that in my browser I have two individual sub-toolpaths under the parent strategy. One where I don't need to make any change, and another that needs some attention. In this case, I'm going to use another new option, the Change Tool functionality, to update the tool that I'll be using to machine the deep area to a longer ball nose with the same diameter. As this doesn't require the toolpath to be recalculated, users can immediately see the results of the edit, saving plenty of programming time. I hope this video helped you to get started with this new toolpath editing functionality.